The effective management of food resources and products is a key element of sustainable development. Specifically, the management of surplus food plays a key role in the sustainability of the food supply chain by reducing food poverty and food waste and addressing the so-called paradox of food insecurity and food waste, that is, having at the same time a large amount of food waste in a world which is still food insecure. Let's see the main elements of the problem. Food security is defined by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations as a situation when all people at all times have physical, social and economic access to sufficient, safe and nutritious food, which meets their dietary needs and food preferences for an active and healthy life. Food security is still an issue at the global level. Undernourishment is a reality for about 800 million people in the world, mostly concentrated in low-income countries, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization. At the same time, in high-income countries, global changes have led to the impoverishment of larger proportions of the population. This picture of food insecurity is at odds with the available evidence on food waste, a different and, at least in part, independent issue that is acknowledged as a huge worldwide problem. In high-income countries, the amount of edible food wasted on a daily basis due to failures at the production, distribution and consumption stages has reached an unbearable level. A pioneering quantitative study estimated for Europe and North America food waste as high as 300 kilograms per capita per year. More recently, after collecting data from several European governments and projecting them to the whole region, other researchers reported that the EU population generates between 150 and 200 kilograms per capita of food waste every year. Other estimates, focusing purely on the edible parts of food waste, have returned lower figures, about 100 kilograms per capita. Despite these differences, the incongruity between this data and food security statistics is a clear reference to the previously mentioned paradox of food insecurity and food waste. The issue of food waste is strictly related to the issue of surplus food. We could say that food waste is largely the outcome of a bad management of surplus food. Surplus food is edible food that is produced, manufactured, retailed or ready to be served, but which for various reasons is not sold to or consumed by its intended customers. Preventing surplus food generation at source whenever possible is clearly the best option from the point of view of resource efficiency. However, when prevention is not technically or economically feasible, surplus food management is a high priority solution. It means reusing surplus food in primary markets, for instance through repackaging or remanufacturing, selling it to customers in secondary markets at discounted prices, or redistributing it to food insecure people in partnership with non-profit organizations. If surplus food is not recovered for human consumption, it then degrades to food waste and requires recycling or disposal. Bridging food security and food waste does not imply any understatement of the food security challenge. Food security is an inherently complex issue which demands a coherent and wide set of strategies if it is to be solved at the global and local levels. However, surplus food management is a strategy that serves the food security goal and food waste reduction at the same time.